guys, welcome back to episode 3. Am I right? Wait, hold on, scratch. Episode 4 of Sweet with a Twist podcast. It is your host, Skylar. I hope y'all guys are ready for this episode. So last week I talked about situationships, and y'all guys kind of heard some of my crazy little stories. But today we're going to be talking about more of a committed relationship, okay? We're not into the situationship, so get that out of here, okay? This time you're going to commit. So we're going to talk about boyfriend and girlfriend, the romantic relationship. This is going to be quick and easy. Of course, I got my podcast notebook right here, and we're just gonna get right into it, guys. You ready? Okay. So the first thing, like I've been doing this whole entire season, is I looked up the definitions of these relationships. So how does the internet define these relationships? So the meaning or the definition that they came up with for boyfriend and girlfriend romantic relationship is a deep emotional connection between two individuals characterized by intimacy, passion, and commitment. Involves feelings of love and attraction. That's pretty simple to me. I think that's the nail right on the head. Because normally when relationships are formed, you already have talked previously, so you probably already know that y'all guys have stuff in common, or you have obviously differences, but you take that a step further and throw in the intimacy and all of that, and then that's when it becomes like, oh, we're boyfriend girlfriend now. So yeah. What to look for in a partner. So for me, when someone has asked me like what my type is, I don't go straight to the physical appearance on a person. Like I don't say, oh, I want him to have brown hair, green eyes. Like I don't do that, because I feel like I think guys do it more when they're asked like what their type is, and they start like, which is fine, but I just don't do that. I go straight to like characteristics that I look for in a potential boyfriend. So for me, it would be a man of God, hard worker, funny, loving, charismatic, adventurous, family oriented. What else? Like, he loves hard. It would be stuff like that. That's what I look for in a boyfriend. Someone that can reassure me, that loves me, and that shows that, and doesn't just say it or show it and don't say it, because like you need both. I think you need the action of showing that love, and then you also need the verbal part, because a lot of people can do a lot of acts of service, as they say, and you rarely ever hear them say, like, I love you, or, and that helps. Like, it helps, I promise. So that's what I look for. Difference between, so this is a huge thing before I get into this, that I have seen on TikTok about the difference between possessiveness and protective. So I personally kind of started understanding the difference after I saw I've seen a bunch of TikToks where guys talked about the difference between, or like skits, the difference between possessive and protective. I have seen plenty, I'm telling you, of these videos. So I think I finally understand the true difference between them. And online it said protective is a sign of caring and wanting to keep someone safe. Possessive originates from a desire to control and own another person. And it's crazy because that is actually really true. Like I said, I started noticing the true difference, and that's true. And it's crazy because I feel like some people don't really still understand the hardcore difference between the two. I'd rather take a protective guy, like an overprotective, rather than a possessive guy. That is a red flag. That is a red flag. Okay. So that's what it means, guys, if you didn't know. Jealousy in a relationship. So how is this going to affect the relationship? How is this going to affect, you? How is this, jealousy is a big thing. Like, it's bigger than I think what most people would think. And it can get pretty bad. It can get downright dirty when someone is overly jealous. So, jealousy in a relationship, acknowledge and openly talk about jealousy. It's like they said, it's about communication, but not only is it about communication, it's about also comprehending what is being said, what is being told, what is being advised. Like, if you can talk all day, you can communicate all day, but if both of y'all or one of y'all is not comprehending and understanding what the person is saying and meaning, it's not gonna matter, really. So please talk about it. Go ahead and just address it, and do what you got to do. Understand that jealousy is normal, but it can become problematic if it dominates your emotions. That, how plain and simple can you break that down? Like, that is exactly. People think that jealousy is not normal. Yeah, it is. I think as long as you're human, you have a little bit of jealousy in you. You might not think you do because you've never been possibly put in situations or scenarios where it kind of looked like you were jealous or you had to use that. But every human has a little jealousy in them. It just, when the situation, I guess, comes up where you use that jealousy and act on it or whatever. But yeah, it's normal. It's literally, it's probably more normal, or you'll see it more in guys, but obviously girls too. Like I said, humans, girls too have a jealousy tendency, but you definitely, I think, will see it more in guys. So they'll show it a little bit more. I think the way that girls, or you see girls being jealous, is more of in a friendship with other girls or whatever. So I think that can really come out with girls, is when jealousy really comes out. If they are envious of their friend in whatever way. So yeah, but don't let it dominate your emotions. Don't let it dominate and close you completely and shut you completely down. Like, that's just gonna ruin your relationship. Like, don't let it do that. Address insecurities and past experiences that may contribute to jealousy. Like we said, be open, be honest, be vulnerable, because I want to know everything. Okay, well, not everything, but I want to know the whole truth. I'm an open book. I'm normally a person that, like, let's talk about it. Let's get it down. Let's get it out the way, so that later, I can help. I can help you. You're not going through this by yourself. So that's easy ways to really address jealousy, and be comfortable with talking about it. Because, like they said, it's normal, but when it really just dominates the person and basically destroys the relationships and their life because they think every guy or whatever is flirting with their girlfriend, like it gets to a point, you know? The difference between possessive and territorial. So, this is another comparison. I knew what territorial, especially with animals, right? They mark their territory. That made sense to me. Or like in social studies, you know, talking about this group of people, you know, this was their territory. Or with gangs, you know, you're in their territory. Like I get that, but I guess I never really thought about territorial being, I guess, part or in a relationship. I never thought about that until I saw a TikTok of this guy who was saying that he, what was he? He's not jealous, but he's territorial of like his girl. Like he'll let guys know, hey, this girl is mine. Like you can't, you know, step over here. You can't get at her. Basically like that. And I did not think about that at all in a relationship. Being territorial, just naturally I went straight to animals, to land. Um, that's what I went to. So this was interesting to see that being said by a few guys. And I was like, oh, okay. So the difference between these is that territorial, a person aims to control and defend physical or contraceptal or conceptual, sorry, spaces they consider their own. So like I said, a guy has a girlfriend and maybe a guy is trying to, you know, hit on his girlfriend, whatever. And he kind of makes it known, like by putting his arm around her, by kissing her, whatever have you, that this girl is his. And the guy that was trying to hit her, you know, hit her up and stuff, like he basically just marked his territory, you know. Like we already stated what possessive was. So possessive, if you didn't hear, is originates from a desire to control and own another person. So territorial and possessive are totally different. If I had to pick, I would definitely go territorial. So yeah. So then the part that I have used a lot in this season is when I go and I refer to the Bible on a lot of these topics to see like what they are saying, to see what the Bible has said about these topics. And so I looked up what the Bible said about relationships, and it said have love and respect, unity and harmony, forgiveness and reconciliation, and to have a relationship with God. So I thought that was perfect. That was so perfect. That literally sums up what should be within a relationship. The main and the center that should be in every relationship is God. That's it. God should be at the center of your relationship, of your marriage, which is still a relationship. Um, and then have the love, the respect, unity, harmony, forgiveness, and reconciliation. That's just beautiful. That's what the Bible says to have in a healthy, well grounded relationship. That's what you need. And I think that's just perfect. That's all you need, guys. That's all you need. And you see how they paired up love and respect, unity and harmony, forgiveness and reconciliation. Like everything was paired together the right way, you know? Because I really don't see how you can love somebody and not have respect for them. You see? I don't see how you could be unified but not have harmony. I don't see how you can have forgiveness, but you don't have reconciliation. See, it doesn't make sense. One without the other just doesn't work. Okay? That just doesn't work. So the pairing up was beautiful. Then it says, then I said how this generation has affected my outlook on relationships. So I wanted to speak about that because I'm not going to front. I have never been in a relationship. I've never had a boyfriend. And I guess the main reason as I was growing up was really because I didn't have time for it. I didn't really care about having a boyfriend. I wanted to live my high school life. I wanted to live my school days. Like, I didn't care. Boys definitely came up to me, were interested in me, wanted to talk to me. I've talked to boys. I've had talking stages. I've had situationships. As we know, like, it's not that guys weren't, I guess, like, interested in me. It was just that I didn't have time. I didn't care to be in a relationship, especially when I got in high school. I wanted to live high school. Like, I wanted to live my high school days. Um, I just wasn't interested. I didn't have time. Like, I was a student who did a lot of things inside and outside the school. Like, I was so busy, my schedule. How was I supposed to be in a relationship and I was that busy? Like, I low-key would never see my boyfriend if I had one in high school. Like, if we did see each other, it would probably be like passing by or like a quick lunch break, or during lunch. I mean, like, it wasn't gonna work. It just didn't fit in. Okay. um, and plus, I genuinely don't go seeking out to like seek a boyfriend. I don't go out seeking guys, and like, I don't care. I just don't care. If it happens, it happens. If I still am waiting, still have to wait, I'll wait. Like, I'm chilling. I really am chilling, guys. Don't rush into trying to get into a relationship. It's not worth it if you rush into it. Just live life. Um, take care of yourself, take care of your family, um, have fun, be you, because when the time comes, the time will come. So that's that. But the way that in today's generation and day and age, the way it has affected me on the outlook of relationships is, I think, because I've been played so many times by guys, um and knowing that I already have like a hard time of comparing myself to the girls that I see on social media and being like, oh, she's, prettier than me. Oh, she's, I guess, more in shape than me. Like, oh, her figure, oh, this and that. Like, just always comparing myself. So when I see like guys that are almost like basically too good to be true, literally, like, they're prettier than me. Like, they're okay. So when I see that, I'm like, yeah, like, they're out of my league. Like, I could never go for a guy like that. Like, a guy would never go for a guy like, I mean, a guy would never go for a girl like me. Like, I always think that when I see a guy that's like, yeah, he's just not, that's not gonna happen. Um, because I always think a guy that is a 10 doesn't date, a girl that's under him. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh no, like, I can never get a guy that looks like that. So yeah, it's kind of affected me in that way, where I just compare myself to a lot of, because there's always going to be people that look better than you. That's just how it goes. And that's not to where you should then flip the script on yourself and say, oh, you're ugly, oh, you're this, like, and down yourself and just dog yourself out about your looks and everything. And that's not it. That's not what that means. It just means that, okay, my kid's gonna be pretty too then. My kid's gonna look good then too. Like, it just, do not take it and flip it into the negative. Just know that when I see a girl that looks pretty, I'm be like, oh, you're really pretty. And I move on. I don't really think of it like, oh, negatively. So you shouldn't either. Like, that's not what that means. It just means that, even, and you have to think about it. Someone may be thinking that you're prettier than them. You know what I mean? Someone may be thinking like, oh, that girl is so pretty. Like, they're talking about you. And you probably wouldn't even know. So you have to go and walk around this world confident, even if you have to fake it. Trust me. I be faking it. Bro, y'all guys don't understand. Few of my friends have said, you're confident. Like, a lot of people have said that. I'm like, oh, thanks. I'm like, it's really just the way I look. People see me as an intimidating person. Don't know why. Because I'm literally the most, like, non-intimidating person ever. Like, I'm so loving. I'm so open to meeting new people and talking and, like, vibing with people. I don't understand how, whatever. Anyway, they see me as intimidating. That's what I've been told. So you have to think like you are the baddest girl in here. So you have to walk with that confidence, and not rely on the validation or the word on from people saying like, oh yeah, you are the baddest. Like, of course it definitely helps hearing other people say that, and it's like, oh, okay, thank you. But I think you still do wonder, like, are they just saying that, or do they really mean that? So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. And then that's about it. Like, that's about it, guys. The last thing actually though is how your environment also can affect your outlook on relationships. So environment is a big thing. I don't care how, I guess, much older you get. But definitely when you're, a kid growing into a teenager, then like becoming a young adult. So it definitely affects your environment, definitely affects. Because if you don't have a very solid, good relationship between your parents, or maybe between like your older sister relationship, your older brother's relationship, whoever is in your environment and around you, enough, if you never saw healthy relationships in their lives, you would think that you wouldn't have a healthy relationship ever. Or maybe you've been in relationships that haven't been healthy, that haven't worked out, that you kind of just shun relationships away. And I say don't do that. I say no matter, which, I mean, it matters, but do not and never shut your thoughts and that door to saying you could ever or never be in a healthy relationship, because that is not true. The dark days may be here. You may be in them right now, but I'm telling you, you will get out of them. The light is at the end of the tunnel, and God will see you through the valley. So keep an open mind, keep an open heart, keep a hopeful heart, keep faith, because I promise you, you will be in that healthy relationship. You will be literally with the love of your life, literally with the mother of your children, with the wife of your dreams. I promise you, you're going to find that person, and you will never, ever think about any of those relationships ever again. So do not cut yourself short from that. That is obtainable for everybody. I promise you that. It really is. So I hope y'all guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, episode 4. This is crazy, guys. Like, we're really kicking this out the park. We really are. But I hope y'all guys enjoyed this, and I will see y'all guys in my next episode. Bye, guys.